started. Looks like everybody's found their way over here. I'm Lamar Camacho, Joker, District 8 Writers Chair, Post 69 Assistant Director, and doing web development for department at this point. I'm going to split the presentation up because I have to leave early, so we're just going to rotate a little bit, but it all ties in together as soon as Verna gets to her portion. What we're working on at the department level is, one, getting recognition for all the chapters, districts, and post writers for the state of Florida. One way we're doing this is we're setting up links on the department site under your district chairman's contact information, Facebook links or web links straight to those sites for the districts, okay? Gives you more accessibility between the districts and the chapters. You can just pull up, click on one of their districts, see what they're doing in their area, via their Facebook feed or the website, okay? Now this was a proposal, it's already in place, so the districts are starting to get their web presences to us to get uploaded, so you'll have a direct link to them in the context area. Yeah, once we get this in place, it's more just a one-stop shop for what you need. Okay, here's my district chairman, here's his contact, here's what the district's doing, okay? One way we're trying to achieve this, and I understand some people don't use Facebook, we get that, but there's surely somebody in your chapter that does, okay, that helps facilitate this stuff. One, trying to create a Facebook presence, a public presence as a Facebook group, gives us the opportunity to reach our donors, our community, because you'll find that, if we have our group, the Hands for Homeless has their group, we're doing an event, tag them on it, let the community know what we're doing, okay? Kind of building that information data out there. It's an easy, cost-effective way to spread our awareness. It's free, okay? No one has to go out and buy websites and get domains, people host it. We can use this right now, okay? Within doing a Facebook presence, you have the ability to have chats. If you're having an issue, you're getting text messages or email to somebody, well, bring it up in the group page, okay? We're doing this right on this day, or we're gonna do a breakfast run, just throw it out there. Another place for someone to see, okay? I know like our post, we'll send out an email, it's posted on the writers board, and it's on the Facebook page. So, covering all our bases. Featured news, if you just done an event, like we did for Hands for Homeless or Children and Youth. Those events you just did, those are pictures up there. Let the community see what we're doing as writers. Again, photos, all these things you just free to upload. Do your photos of your event. Somebody literally, again, see what you're doing. Yeah, we went on a ride to, the coast. Do it on the way. Just video posts, what have you. Events, creating events are these ways to do this, get information out. And I'll show this on the next slide. Files, you want to upload files. Say you need a card or something. Some of our posts have just local calendars. What are you doing on your Wednesday nights, Friday nights? Post it up there, everybody can get access to it. There's ability there. The other key feature is a live page. So if I go in and there's an error on one of my events that the date is wrong, I just go in there and click that one flyer, that one event, change it. Everywhere I've shared it to, it's going to be updated automatically. I don't have to put a bunch of flyers on this page, and go back. Oops. Just an easy way to make the job easier for us to do what we're doing to get the information out there. Okay. Creating events within the Facebook page. One, they're pretty easy to set up. It's point and click, add a photo, okay? Give your description, your times, dates. It'll walk you right through it. Typically what we do for the picture is the actual flyer for the event. So if somebody wants to see, well, what's your event? You have a flyer? Yes, click on this image. That's what it is. It's a flyer. Print them out all they want to. And again, if I had to make a change, print them out, at least they'll get the most current data off of that flyer. Provides detailed information about your event, your description. Put as much information as you want to. We're supporting Hands for Homeless this week. We're going to do this. We're going to have a roast. We're going to do this. We're going to have games. Whatever, 50-50. Put it all in there. It's on their flyer already. You have to build a flyer, add it to it. A sequential order of events. So if you actually look on the district page and you can see, well, this is what's happening this week. This is what's happening next week. Oh, there's something not going on this week. Let's go somewhere else, maybe. Things like that. The other key to this is sharing between groups. Like I say, when we do something on my district page, we create an event, I'll start sharing it to the other district pages. So if someone knows, well, we're going down through 8 this week, what are in there. What better way to get camaraderie between posts? Well, we're not doing it this week, let's go right there, because they're doing something. Again, getting that visibility of what we are doing for the community and for the Legion. Again, corrections, updates, or instant, oops, I changed this, gotta change this, or your band didn't show up, go ahead and change it right there. At least I'll get updated information. A feature that we've used that's helpful is the amount of participants, because you can look on there and say whether they are interested or going. So far, every event we've created is that whoever said they're going shows up. So if I see 24 people that say, yeah, we're going, at least I can count on that. It'll help with food service too. All right, we need to maybe get more people or less. Again, it's just a free tool, something to get out there and it's easy to use. Discussions, if you do have to make a change or something, say we need to change the time with this, throw it out there as well as your email to your group or constant contacts, a lot of some of the districts use. An event, it's just as important for the event as it is setting it up. So, getting all your key information in one area that's visible throughout the state. So moving forward, we're trying to build the presence. Again, this is what it is. We're building the presence for the riders throughout the state. Currently, all we have is the department site with our subsection under their own riders. Anything we can add to that, communication, getting the information out there. The other key element of that is, we always talk about getting new members. Well, we're at the cusp where we have the older membership, and you got the newer sand membership, I call it, the Desert Storm Mirrors, and well, this is what they're used to. Make it available to them. Show them what we're doing so they're willing to want to come in. And then we'll start pulling membership in. But, and again, if your particular post doesn't have too many people that are savvy with doing that, surely someone in your post or chapter that can do this. Just set up a page and keep it up with it. Throw some admins on there and take care of it. Anyway, but to get that presence, just use all the resources. The website, I guess, as Vernon will speak about, has a lot of other resources that you need. There shouldn't be any question you'd have to ask that you can't find on this at this time. We try to put all the data, all the information up there. And she'll speak on this. When you do a Facebook event, you've already created the flyer, you've got all the data, go to the department site and add the department calendar now for the riders. Copy and paste. Upload that file, you just put it on Facebook. It's an easy way to kind of cross do it, and then it hits the department calendar, so that everybody in the state sees it also. But by creating this, doing this as a little simple free tool to use, we can help connect, the districts and communities to understand what everybody's doing. Because many times we've gone into a district and say, well, I don't know if they're doing anything this weekend. Or then you go in and you're surprised, like, oh, I didn't know they're doing this weekend. So, getting the ideas out there, getting the information so more people will see it. Okay, get that camaraderie and unity between the posts and chapters. Visit the sites, use them, keep them updated. Other events on there, fill it up. Let people see everything that we do as American Legion riders, because we are out there all the time. Find a place to go, make a ride. Any questions? Awesome. I'm gonna turn this over here. I have to leave early. I've got more meetings to attend to. Already have there, Rim. Oh, thank you. There you go.
All right, so we're gonna navigate through.
Thank y'all.
Okay, we're gonna navigate through the ALR portion of the Department of Florida website. So to access the website, of course, it's floridalegion.org. Or you can also use your Google Voice and go American Legion Department of Florida and it will come up. So for a desktop version, if you go to under Programs and Services, you'll see the first tab is American Legion Riders. On your phone, you do have to scroll down to Legion Riders, just so you're aware. Or you can scroll down all the way to the bottom and just hit the eagle icon for the American Legion Riders also. So there's various ways you can get to the actual page. So we double click on that and our American Legion Riders page comes up. And these are all the options that you have here. From the chairman would be the newsletter that's issued every month in the Legion link, so the message from Jim Wineland. And all these tabs are optional and available to you. There's a lot of information on here that often often changes, so do visit them often. There's a lot of resources, anything available that your new members can direct them to, so all the information is available. One thing that Lamar mentioned was the links that they provided for the Legion, for the district, and I'll show you that. If you go under contacts, and I'll show you our own, my 5th district one, so because I recognize it. So if you go under district chairman, and do you see these icons? That means that they have contacted, that district has provided their rider page to Lamar. So if you have a Facebook page and it's not updated here, please see your district chairman and have your district chairman contact Lamar so that information can be updated. So just so for example, I will click on my district 5, that's my district. You see right here, you hit that icon, it'll take you directly to our ALR page. And that's ours here. That is the mighty 5th district. All right, so one thing, I will stay on this page because one thing that Lamar mentioned was creating the events and how they will appear. As you will notice in this tab, these are all our events happening, and these may also be, for example, if District 8 shared their event and said, hey, we welcome you guys to our big roast, it would appear automatically by date sequential here, if they had shared it on our page. Or if personally I go to their page and share it, it will appear in our events tab automatically. And that's the great part about creating events. I mean, a flyer, you've already done step 1, take that second step to promote your event by creating events. And that goes for every entity. I highly recommend that for your auxiliary, for your coach, for your riders, for your son's events. Do the same thing. Because your flyer, you're gonna post one time, and it's gonna get lost in all the news and the pictures and everything else. But the event, it's gonna appear on your events tab, and all that person has to do, that user, your member, your follower, is go ahead and see all the events, and all of them will be on there. And another thing he mentioned was we don't have that on here, let's see, we have a files tab that has all our information on there. Let me go, not there. Sorry. We did have a files tab. Maybe.
Not joined as the group, not joined, so.
Oh, because I'm not, it's not
in.
me.
Right.
Sorry. But, if you join, there is a tab in this section that says files, and that's what he was discussing, is like you can upload all your PDFs. Like for example, recently we are, doing a District 5 patch and the prerequisites and what you have to do. That is under the files tab on our page, available to our members. Things like that. Let's say you wanna share this, you can actually upload it also as a file tab. So any PDFs, any Excel spreadsheets, any Word documents, that is where you would put that data and information for your members. Okay. So let's go back. Sorry. So since he had touched bases on that portion, I wanted you to actually see it live that way. So of course, these are all contact information, so all your officers, like how to contact the department officers like Jim and Beverly, etc. Also your area chairman and also your district chairman. There are contact informations on here by phone number, email, whichever they provided. So we do ask that you're courteous when you do contact them for whatever reason, that you give them time because, you know, a lot of us do still work. And so just be patient with any response that you get and do a follow-up email maybe like 3 or 4 days later if they have not responded, okay? All right, so moving on, and to access that, you just drop down the little arrows and stuff. So let's go on. All right, so we have our highlighted events. And these are all the events that our department ALR sponsors, of course, from the National Legacy Ride to the Summit to Department Convention, etc. Some of the dates have to be updated. So I know this is 2022, but they have to be updated, and it takes someone to do that. So, but this is where you could always direct your members. For example, if they had wanted to attend the summit, you say, hey, go to our website And if you can click it here, or you can click it here in this selection. But this would have been, they would have provided the hotel information, it would have provided, all the details, the meet and greet, how to register, the, how to order their t-shirts, the schedule, the additional class they have on Sunday, and also the resources, which directs them to all the PDFs current for this summit 2023 is already available and uploaded to the site. So, you know, instead of going, well, let me get you that number, just say, hey, it's on the website, or provide them the link, and it has all the information for them to have and available. So similar to, like I said, for convention, for conference, etc. So all the details are on there. If someone wants to know more about, for example, your merry-go-round or your round robin, what the purpose is, all that detail is also available on here for you. Now we go to the famous game, right? Capture the plaque. I see a lot of postings about this, which I enjoy sharing. So the capture the plaque, here are all the rules available.
Sounds like they're gonna change.
And so we have view participants, so you can view and the participants on here, you can only see if they have registered. So if your chapter is playing the game, please let your director, assistant director, adjutant, whoever is in charge of making the contact to the department about having you added to the list. So you can click view participants, and it breaks them down by district and chapter number. So there you are, there's all the list. And one of the great things that we took from feedback from last year, was from Joanne Terra from chapter 129 said, hey, why isn't there a map? So we can create our routes when we go and take all your plaques. So one of the new features is this view the map. And if your chapter is not showing on here and you're on the list, please understand that it is due to technical issues with the Wi-Fi here. So, but if you actually go on your own phone with your own data, you'll be able to view everyone, because it has 78 participants uploaded. For some reason, it's not showing up correctly when I do click it on here because of the Wi-Fi. So here's how it shows. As I mentioned, as you can tell, it says 78 places. That does not look like 78 places. Okay, so again, it's on there. It's just due to the Wi-Fi connection here with our presentation, it's not showing up. So this is a great way for you to create your route or your, Sunday rides, your Sunday fun day, or your weekend ride. Here's a perfect way to create those so you can capture all those plaques and make everyone all upset. I know there's a lot within my own district. There's a lot of chapters that are holding a lot of plaques. So here's also, like I said, the information on the highlighted events would have all your information regarding the Unity Ride, the Round Robin, and the merry-go-round. One of the great features is now with the Round Robin and the merry-go-round, now you can actually register all your participants versus one individually. So when you're going to do your rides, you can all put everyone's name in one bucket and you're done. So that's one of the great enhancements that we have now for the merry-go-round and the Round Robin. Now we go to reporting. So we go to our officers reporting, which is due right after you do your elections, because they are due before convention. So once you do your elections on that Saturday meeting or that Tuesday meeting or that Sunday meeting, immediately after your final elections, your director, assistant director, or adjutant, whoever is in charge of updating this information, will go in here and click on officer reporting. And the only two officers that are required to have their information is your director and assistant director. And this is only for communication from department that needs to be shared with your director himself or herself, okay? So it's pretty much self-explanatory: name, district, city, etc. That's the director, and when your meetings are is another question. And then your assistant director information is on there. And as I said, I would make it a a habit that you do this right at your final election, when everything is over, okay? That way no one is bothering you the rest of the year regarding this officer reporting. So the end of your reporting, this would be your mileage, your hours, your donations that you report to your commander, similar you would report it to us. And they both have to match for you to win chapter of the year. Remember that. If you have not attended the chapter of the year class, then look for it. The PDF is available, so you can go through it, but that's one of the requirements is what you submit to your post commander has to match what you enter in here also. So it's, that is due on May 31st, 2023, and as I said, it's pretty simple. It's the same thing you should be reporting to your director and commander every month, your hours, your mileage, your donations, and you will have to break down your membership, etc. Like sons, how many auxiliary members, etc. So that's your end of your reporting, that's due on May 31st. Now we go to resources, and this is one of my favorite tabs, because this is where I like to share, when people ask me questions regarding what officers do, I always send them to this, because these are, like I mentioned, all the PDFs for this training are already uploaded, and here they are, right there. So this is the resource tab. Here's the 2023 ALR Summit Resources. All the PDFs and the Excel spreadsheets are there. Now, there's different sections, information shared at fall conference and convention is also uploaded on here, so you'll just drop down the arrows. For example, the rider manual is on here, that has a manual, how to start up a chapter, installation ceremony. So all that information is available. There's no need to go any further than to the ALR portion of the website. Again, same thing, scholarship information, that it is due on March 1st, if you were contemplating that. And we go back, and those are your resources. And as I mentioned, the chapter of the year information is also on here. And then, one of the things that, if you notice on the handout, it has an email for Carrie Cosley. She is requesting that chapters share their pictures of their events. And also, if you have any news articles that were published about your chapter, please send her the link so she can upload it to our website. Because we want to be able to give kudos where kudos are due. We do a lot. And we should have a plethora of pictures on here from everybody. So that information is available, and there's also shows the tabs of what other things are available here from, like I said, starting a chapter to the photo gallery, to shop the ALR, etc. And one of the items that Lamar mentioned was the calendar. So there is a calendar available for us. Let me come on, click. There it is. All right. And this is just a view, and I will put it on a month view so you have an idea of what it looks like. So there's the month view, right? So that should be really inundated with all of our stuff, but it's not. So this is, and at the bottom, if you scroll down, this is where you would submit your information, and it's similar to how Facebook is. If you've done an event page on Facebook, you'll notice that this is also similar. Event title, time frame, upload your flyer, etc. And one of the great enhancements that we did is that you can do your recurring events. So if your chapter has a Taco Tuesday, then you only have to enter it one time and click it's a recurring event, okay? So you click here, and as I mentioned, pretty much self-explanatory, event title, the description, the time zone. This is where you would click if it's a multiple event or recurring event, right? So it'll drop down, and you have options of once, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, etc. Okay? And then of course, your flyer would go here. And one of the great things this year is the event categories, where before it was only ALR. Now, you can enter all the different programs that are associated with that event. Because as we know, a lot of times, it takes the whole family to go do a successful event. So if your chapter's doing an event, but the auxiliary's doing the 50-50, the sons are doing the baskets, you can actually put all their program details on here, and that will show up on auxiliary calendar, sons calendar, post events, other events. It will show up everywhere, not limited to the riders, okay? So you can select all you want. So they have auxiliary event, commander, department event, district event, Legion rider event, membership event, national event, other events, post event, program events, SAL events, Special Olympics. So you can select all those. You're not limited to just one. So that is a great feature that we have, that enhancement, I should say. And on the event website, if you're selling tickets, for example, on your own post website, then that's what I would link on here. But if you're not, if you have created your event on Facebook, I would highly recommend that you use the Facebook link to your event as your event website. Because that way you can draw people to your event to get details and more information and to hit that interested or going button or save it to their calendar. Because on Facebook now, you can actually add your events into your Google Calendar or your personal, whatever calendar you have on your phone. So that's this is a very important feature that we all should be using. So I highly recommend that you go in there, and once you hit the submit button, it takes about 24 hours or less for it to be approved, because it is approved by someone at department. So don't be concerned if you don't see it automatically, but they do a pretty fast job on it. So again, a very great feature that's free to promote your event.
Berta,
So,
Berta,
yes,
I have a question.
yes.
On the website link to Facebook, how do you get that? Where does it come from? Highlighted from something?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, scroll down. Or
Okay.
where does this work?
She's asking how you would get the Facebook
Link,
URL
URL link.
link. How do you create that link from Facebook and put into there?
Oh, it would already be, once an event has been created on Facebook, if you hit a share button, it'll give you an option to copy the link.
Thank you. That's what I need.
Yes, yes. And I will, show you one with an event link to it, let's see, that has already been created. For example, this is a chili cook-off in District 3. So there's some more details there. Let me click on that. And this is what the event looks like after it's been published, right? The date, the flyer, all the information. And look at that, you can even go ahead and automatically add it to your own calendar from here also. So, and it gives you how to get there, like, it gives you a map how to get there.
Wow.
Right? It gives you the phone number of the person in contact, but this is what I was talking, that link,
Okay.
right there. So this is, a link that Facebook created for the event that they have on Facebook. So if you click on that, it actually takes you to the Facebook link. And this is where you can invite people or say, I'm going or not going, or, no, interested or going, see? So it's the same event details from Facebook. So that's the calendar side, and it, again, it's free to advertise your events, and we should all be using it. That's it. Does anyone have any questions? So one of the things back to Facebook is, what I always say is I highly recommend that you get 3 or 4 admins on your Facebook. Do not let one person own your Facebook account. Because people leave, people get their feelings hurt, and people say, I've served my time, I'm out of here. Okay? And once that happens, your Facebook is going to die. There is nothing more sad than to go search for someone's Facebook account. It hasn't been active since 2017, and that is a true story, okay? And it's 2023. And the choice is, do we close it completely? But we lose all our history. And remember, your Facebook is your history, but it's also your public relations. Because this is where people will search for you, search for your events. And if you're not active, why would they wanna come and join your post, or your own chapter, or your unit, or whatever? You have to show some activity and interest. We all do great things, we should be promoting ourselves. And so I would highly recommend that you do that. You get 3 to 4 admins on your page, and once those admins leave, or, you know, that president no longer wants to be part of you, or that director, then you add other people brand new. But you always refresh those, because do not let your Facebook be controlled by one person. Because we're all human, and our feelings change, and our attitudes change as we grow older, right? Okay, so that's one of the things I highlight, and please create those events. You're already halfway there with your flyer, you've already done that step. Create those events to promote yourself. There's a lot of times that I have been, for example, I was at a painted party at Chapter 88 in Jacksonville, Florida. There was 4 ladies that showed up, and I didn't recognize them. And finally, after the painted party, I go, hey, what unit are you from? And they're like, what? No, okay, so what post are you from? I don't know what you mean. I'm like, how did you find it? Like, well, we were like, what to do in Jacksonville. And I'm like, what? So they showed up, 4 people showed up to that painting party, and guess what? 2 of them had served. And guess what? Right? Right. That is the power of events in Facebook. Because if you ever search on an event on Facebook, will you get a notification on Saturday morning that says, hey,
There's something.
you have 5 events to get to today? And you're like, whoa.
I'm still getting notification for the summit online.
See? So that's the thing, it reminds
Sounds like you
people,
should go.
your flyer that you threw out there, that you posted, is not going to remind anybody. Your flyer is just a starting point. But if you create an event page, it's gonna remind people, and it's gonna get people there. And you know what, and those people that didn't attend, they're gonna feel bad when they see all your pictures and how much fun you have. And that is what promoting is. So make sure that if you don't take anything away from our class, please, events, Facebook, social media, be out there and promote yourself. We do a lot of fantastic things. All right, any other questions? All right, thank you so much. Please make sure you get the link, share your feedback regarding not only your experience with this class, but your experience overall with the summit, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.